आनन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्व Today's Nithyananda Yoga session will now be beginning by invoking the presence of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by chanting the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyadhidaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. The next is the chanting of the Shiva Mula Mantra. We'll be chanting the Mula Mantra 11 times. We request everyone to chant it internally while we chant it out loud such that you can easily follow along. Om Ham Hum Shivaya Namaha. 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 The next is the Tattvachamanam, the ritualistic cleansing of the body and mind to become a pure vessel for Paramashiva's energy. Please take your Panchapatram and Uddharini filled with fresh water, bringing your right hand into the Gokarna Mudra, bending your index finger, slightly cupping your palm. Take one Uddharini of water, put it in the center of your palm, sip the water through the base of your palm 3 times, along with the mantra Swadha. Om Atmatattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Om Vidyatattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Om Shivatattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Now please wash your hands. With the base of the right hand thumb, wipe your upper and lower lip twice from the right to the left. Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. Wash your hands. With the tips of the right hand, index, middle and ring finger joined together, touch above the upper lip, below the lower lip. Wash your hands. With the tips of the right hand, thumb and index finger, touch your right nostril, left nostril. With the tips of the right hand, thumb and ring finger, touch your right eye, right ear and left ear. Wash your hands. With the base of the right hand, thumb and little finger joined together, touching your navel center, right chest and left chest. With all the fingers of your right hand joined together, touch the top of your head, right shoulder, left shoulder, and your heart center. With that, let's enter into the Sankalpa to create our conscious intention. Place your right hand over your left and put it on top of your right thigh. As you close your eyes, as we chant the Sankalpa mantra, create a conscious intention to manifest a strong body, yogic and healthy, manifesting all the powers of Paramashiva. Om Mamopata Samasta Durita Kshayadvara Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Prityartham Shri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Prityartham Cha Adya Purvokta Evam Guna Visheshena Vishishtayam अस्यां शुभतितौ पूर्ण आरोग्ययुक्त दृढगात्र यौगिकशरीरसिद्ध्यर्थं परमशिवशक्त्याविष्करणार्थं नित्यानन्दयोगाभ्यासं करिष्ये. Take an udharani of water, wash off your hand. Om apaupasprisya. And place it far away from you now. We're going to be beginning into the sequence. Before we begin, a quick reminder that all teachings and practices within today's yoga session are for general wellness and educational purposes only, not to be taken for medical advice or used as a replacement for one. If you have any medical health conditions, please consult with your doctor before participating in the session and follow their advice at all times, and also if you are pregnant. It's a sincere request to be in listening with your body to stay within your limits and capacities to avoid injury. And if at any point during the session you feel tired, weak, ill or dizzy, immediately stop and rest. So let's begin now. We're going to start with our first asana as we enter into the sequence today, the Chaturtiya Vinyasa Krama part 2, asana 701 to 800, starting with Vama Shakhasana, the left branch pose. Now, you are going to be coming to a seated position. Keep one heel drawn in towards your perineum as the other heel settles on top of it. Here, you're going to be placing your hands on top of your respective. You're going to be interlacing your fingers together in front of your navel center. Interlace the fingers. This is known as the Parashumudra. This is where you're going to be doing the Shanta Kumbhaka. Inhale and exhale, visualizing, feeling that life energy within and around you. Do the Mula Bandha, contracting the muscles of the pelvic floor, rising up without tension. And do the Japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, the Maha floor, and the Mahavakya Japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, will be a continuous thing where you will not be stopping them at any point. Visualize yourself as a strong branch extending from a stable trunk, supported at the base, yet free to reach outward without strain in Vama Shakhasana.
Vama Shakhasana.
The next asana is Vyakyanasana. So you're going to keep your legs remaining in the same position and bring your left hand in front of your mouth while your right hand remains on top of the right knee. Continuing to do the Vaishnavi Mudra here, where you hold your outer vision steady while your awareness rests deeply inside. Doing the Shanta Kumbhaka, continuing to do the Mula Bandha and the Japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize knowledge flowing outward with clarity and restraint, as if words arise only when understanding is complete in Vama Shakhasana.
Vyakhyanasana.
Slowly relax your hand now. The next asana is Nivrityasanam. So here again you're going to be interlacing your fingers and placing it together in front of your navel, keeping your legs in a comfortable crossed leg position. So your legs are just going to be crossed normally and your knees resting downward. And hands in front of your navel center. Do the Vaishnavi Mudra even though the eyes are open. Your awareness remains inward. Do the Shanta Kumbhaka. Inhale and the pranas around, within and outside of you. Here visualize Bhagavan in your heart as a radiant infinite light, his presence an eternal source of bliss, wisdom and cosmic energy in Nivrityasanam.
Sukhasanam samasthaya hasto vakshasi samhate
in towards the perineum and the other feet coming on top. And from here, you're going to be bringing both your palms facing each other and bring it close towards your face. Bring your elbows to rest on this word as if awareness falls back into itself and rests at its source. Atmalinasana.
Atmalinasana.
The next asana we're going to be entering into is Makarasana Dve. So here you can come to a laying down position onto your stomach, keeping your legs extended behind. Here you are not going to be tucking in your toes. Rather, you're going to be keeping your toes flat and bring your hands to rest behind your neck, interlacing the fingers there. And then you're going to engage your back muscles and your glutes to lift your legs and your chest off the ground. So that's Kumbhaka, where you're going to inhale through the nose and exhale, evenly maintaining a rhythmic breath without strain. As you do the Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, gaze downward, visualize resting calmly by a serene riverbank as a crocodile, embodying patience, strength, and deep stillness in Makarasana Dve.
Makarasanam nama ursa bhumim sprishatam shanaihi.
Slowly relax now. Come back up to a seated position as we enter into Parvatasana Dve. Now you're going to be sitting on your knees. Keep your toes tucked here. So keep your toes onto the ground. Place your hands onto your knees and cross it onto the opposite elbows. Keep your spine straight. And here, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, keeping your eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. The Rechaka Kumbhaka, exhaling fully and holding the breath outward while remaining steady and aware. Mula Bandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, visualizing yourself as a mountain, solid, unwavering, and unaffected by weather passing around it in Parvatasana Trinini.
Parvatasana.
Next, coming into Vrishabhasana Dve. Now, you can continue to sit onto your toes and spread your knees wide apart. From that, you're going to be bringing your left hand on towards the hip while the right elbow rests on top of the ground on the right side of the knee, leaning down towards the side. Here, continue to do the Shambhavi Mudra, the Rechaka Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a powerful bull standing firm and steady on the earth.
Kurparau sambhavat kritva pashvenaikena samshrayet.
And now coming into Virasana Trini, you can raise up relaxing onto the ground into a kneeling position. You're going to be keeping your right leg outside of the right hip while your left leg comes up to rest on the base, in the base of the right thigh. And try to pull your knees quite close to each other. Now, place your hands on your lap comfortably, one above the other. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, keeping the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. And doing the Rechaka Kumbhaka, exhaling fully and holding the breath in the outward direction. Gazing towards your third eye, visualize yourself seated like a hero after a victorious journey, firmly grounded with legs strong and supportive beneath you in Virasana.
एकपादमद्य कस्मिन् विन्यसे दूरु संस्थितम्.
So the next asana we're going to be doing now is Chatushkonasana. So in the Chatushkonasana, you're going to be bringing the foot to come into the crook of your elbow. So your left foot is coming into your left elbow, and from your right hand is coming from behind your head to hold on to the left hand. So slightly you might need to bend your neck to be able to join your hands here. Continuing to do the Shambhavi Mudra, do the Rechaka Kumbhaka, exhaling fully and holding the breath, contracting the muscles of the pelvic floor in the Mula Bandha. As you gaze downward, visualize yourself stable and clear from every direction, like a structure supported evenly at all four corners in Hasta Chatushkonasana.
Hasta Chatushkonasana.
The next asana we're going to enter into is Vama Shakhasana. Now, you're going to be bringing your Vama Bhujasana. So you're going to be bringing your right knee to raise and be flat onto the ground, while your left leg rests in front of your perineum. Join both your feet. Bring your left hand towards your left, your head resting on your left arm as the elbow comes onto the ground. Keeping the elbow on top of your knee, and your other hand is going to be resting on the hip of the respective leg. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka and the Mula Bandha. Do the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself resting with full trust as if leaning into the support of a strong, reliable arm that will not give way. Vama Bhujasana.
Vama Bhujasana.
Slowly raising up now. Keep your legs in the same position. Crossing your hands one over the other and resting it in front of the knee. So Ma, I can see that you are placing it on top of the knee. Do not do that. Try to bring it inside the knee. So your spine will remain straight. Your knee will be raised in front, but your elbow will be behind the knee. So do it like this. Yes, that's right, Ma. You're doing it perfectly right. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha Japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize breath and movement becoming one continuous action. No separation between inhale, balance, effort, and stillness in Shvasagatyasana.
Shvasagatyasana.
The next asana now that we're going to do is repeating the Vrishabhasana Dve on the other side. So now you can again come tucking your toes inward. So as you can see here, you're going to be tucking your toes inward and sitting on the heels. And this time you can bring the opposite hand to the ground. So last time you brought the right hand. This time you can bring the left hand onto the ground while the right hand rests at the right hip. So do not bring it low on the waist, on the bottom of the thigh, but rather keep it on top of the hip. Here, continue to do the Shambhavi Mudra, the Rechaka Kumbhaka, contracting the muscles of the pelvic floor in the Mula Bandha. As you visualize yourself as a powerful bull, standing firm and steady on the earth beneath you in Vrishabhasana Dve.
Purparau stambhavat kritva parshvenaiken samshrayet.
And slowly relax now as we continue into Virasana Trini, where you will be bringing your foot on top of the thigh. This time do it on the opposite side, bringing the left leg outside of the left hip while the right foot rests at the base of the right thigh. Try to join your knees together as much as you can and place your hands on your lap, one over the other. Continue to do the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka, visualizing yourself seated like a hero after a victorious journey, firmly grounded with legs strong and supported beneath you, gazing towards your third eye in Virasana Trini.
एकपादमद्य कस्मिन् विन्यसे दूरु संस्थितं मितरस्मिन् तथा पश्चात् वीरासनमिदं विदुः.
So actually, I just wanted to make one correction here also. That Seema, you're keeping the entire ankle on the thigh. You should keep just the foot onto the thigh, such that it rests there comfortably. So do not bring the entire ankle over, but just the foot will rest at the base of the thigh. Yes. So let's continue into the Chatushkonasana on the other side, where you're going to now bring the right foot into the crook of the right elbow. Continue to keep the left leg outside of the left hip. Bring your right foot into the right elbow and reach with the left hand from behind to clasp the hands together, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka, Moola Bandha, and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, visualizing yourself as stable and clear from every direction, like a structure supported evenly at all four corners.
Chatushkonasana.
Relax now your leg. You can now place your left foot flat onto the ground and bring your right leg nearby, bringing your right arm onto your elbow and resting your head, your face into your palm, while the left hand comes to rest on the left hip. Continue to do the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka, Moola Bandha Japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, visualizing yourself resting with full trust as if leaning into the support of a strong, reliable arm that will not give way in Dakshina Bhujasana.
Dakshina Bhujasana.
And now coming into Shvasagatyasana, you can raise up straight, crossing your arms over your knees. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka, Moola Bandha, visualizing breath and movement becoming one continuous action, no separation between inhale, balance, effort, and stillness in Shvasagatyasana.
Shvasagatyasana.
And from here, we're going to now be coming into the Mukta Padmasana. So, you're going to be crossing both your feet on top of the opposite thighs in the Padmasana position. Now, if you cannot do the Padmasana, it's completely okay. You can do the Ardha Padmasana, where one foot rests below and the other foot comes on top. Okay. So, come here as is comfortable. Bringing your index and middle fingers into the Prana Mudra to wrap around the big toes. Then, slowly lean back onto your elbows. Lean back onto your elbows and then arc your spine, bringing the top of your head onto the ground, giving a nice arc for your body here. Doing the Kevala Kumbhaka. So if you're not able to reach your elbows onto the ground, it's fine, but at least keep your head on the ground and your spine nicely raised. But if you see, you'll actually see the minute you start to raise your spine, automatically your elbows will go lower towards the ground. Do the Kevala Kumbhaka, allowing breath to pause naturally, observing without forcing. Do the Moola Bandha, contracting the muscles of the pelvic floor. Gaze towards your nose, visualizing yourself as a lotus flower that has fully blossomed and risen above the muddy waters in Mukta Padmasana.
Mukta Padmasanam Kritva Uttanam Shayanam Charet Purparabhyam Shiro Veshtya Matsyasanam Turogakrit.
Slowly raise up now. The next asana we're doing now is Samanasana Dve. So from this seated position itself, you're going to now be clasping your hands behind your back. So clasp your hands behind your back into the Parashu Mudra and slowly lean forward and down, bringing your forehead towards the ground, getting a full stretch into your back. Do the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka. One forcefully moves the, after inhaling, you're going to, with the power of your mind, Feel the life energy moving through all the limbs of the body, contracting the muscles of pelvic floor in the Mula Bandha with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize all inner currents leveling out as if uneven waves of energy settling into a steady balanced flow in Samanasana Dve.
Samanasana.
The next is Trikonasana Dve. Now you can slowly rise up. From here, you're going to bring your left foot in towards your perineum, while your right foot extends out towards the side of the body. Here, remember importantly, keep this foot away from the hip. So it's not going to be near to the hip, it's going to be away from the hip. Interlacing your fingers in the Samputa Mudra, where one palm cups over the other. Yes, one palm cups over the other, forming a lotus-like position. Here you're going to do the Mula Bandha and the Jiva Achala Kumbhaka. As you gaze towards your nose, visualizing yourself as a channel to the infinite cosmos while the body remains grounded into Mother Earth.
Yoga Jaina Hastalikita Pustakasya Pratapatre Saptadasha Chitre Trikonasanam Prakashitam.
So the next asana is Panditasana. So what you can do here is keep this leg out of your hip, bring it close towards your body as you cross the left leg to come on top of the right thigh. So here, do this comfortably as well, trying to bring this knee downwards. And you're going to bring your hands on top of the knees in the Bindu Mudra with the index finger and thumb joined together. You can continue to keep your spine straight here, doing the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, the Mula Bandha. Visualize and imbibe the mind of a true scholar, clear, discerning, and unhurried, able to see matters without getting lost in excess information in Panditasana.
Panditasana.
The next asana is Janu Shirshasana. Now, you're going to be sitting with both your legs extended forward in front of you. Extend both your legs forward. And you bring the one foot in. You're going to be bringing one foot, your right foot in towards your perineum, allowing the knee to drop to the ground while the left leg remains extended forward. Raise your hands up high above you, straightening your spine completely. Lean down from the hip to bring your hands onto your feet. Now, some of you might find you're not able to completely reach for your feet. Here, you're going to slightly bend your knee and bring your forehead towards your knee. So this is known as Janu Shirshasana, the head to knee pose. If you need to bend your leg to bring the head to the knee, do that. Try to keep it as straight as possible. Doing the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze to the nose, visualizing yourself as Lord Ganesha, calm, wise, and humble in Janu Shirshasana.
Janu Shirshāsanam Nama Ekapadam Prasarya Cha.
Slowly relax now as we are entering into the Yantra Karasana. So you can now bring your foot in front of your perineum and keep the other foot extended out towards the side. Now place your left hand flat onto the ground in front of the left thigh, bringing your right hand to hold on to the toe of the left leg. And from here, you're going to extend your leg out up straight. You're trying to bring it as straight as possible. Initially, if you need to keep the knee bent, it's okay. Afterwards, you can try to keep it even more straighter and try to bring it up. Nicely trying to bring it up straight into the Yantra Karasana. The other hand, this hand will remain onto the ground. This hand remains on the ground while this hand holds the leg, and you can try to straighten out your knee completely in this asana. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka Mula Bandha. Try your best to twist your torso in the opposite direction, visualizing yourself embodying the Yantra's precise geometry, aligning with its cosmic harmony in Yantra Karasana.
Yantrakarāsanam Nama Hastapadabhyam Bhumim Sprishan
So next we're going to move into Ardha Bhujasana. So here what you're going to do, you can keep your right heel towards the perineum, bringing your left leg on top of the left shoulder, bringing the left hand to the left side of your head while your right hand remains grounded for support. Try to keep your spine straight here as you balance. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, Jiva Chalaka Kumbhaka, forcefully moving the retained prana through all limbs of the body. Visualize yourself holding power close to your body, controlled, contained, and deliberate rather than scattered in Ardha Bhujasana.
Ardha Bhujasana.
Slowly relax your leg now. Here we're going to now be entering into the Dakshina Pada Mastakasana. So take a moment and see how it is done. Where you're going to now be bringing one foot. You can bring your right foot up to rest behind your the head, and you're going to be keeping the left foot in towards the perineum and looking. Bring your hands into the Namaskara Mudra. Twist your head to look in the right direction towards your knee. So you can look towards your knee. So this is how the asana is going to be done. What you can do is first get a deep stretch for your leg, where you're going to be opening out your thigh completely in the backward direction. So try to open out your thigh completely as much as you can, pulling it out from your body, and then this whole area will open. Then you can bring it to rest behind your neck. Slowly, first bring it towards your forehead and then towards your ears as much as you can. Eventually, being able to completely bring it to rest behind your neck comfortably. Bring your hands in front of your heart center into the Namaskara Mudra. Gaze towards your right, visualizing discipline placed above impulse as if the foot over the head represents mastery over instinct and habit.
Dakshina Pada Mastakasana.
And then slowly relax. Now coming into Udasinatasana. Sit in a comfortable cross-legged position, bringing your left hand onto your left knee. You're going to be resting your head into your palm while your right hand rests on the right knee. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Jiva Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize your true self, not as the body, but as a conscious, luminous point of energy. So here, one correction, ma. You will not be placing your hand on your head. You will be placing it nearby your face and resting here.
Padama Kuncha Samyak Sthitva Sukhasaneshwe.
Okay, now let's repeat this sequence of asanas on the other side, starting with the Trikonasana Dve. Keeping your right heel in towards the perineum, left leg outside. Bring your hands into the Samputa Mudra, cupping one palm over the other in front of your navel. Do the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, visualizing yourself as a channel into the infinite cosmos while the body remains grounded in Trikonasana Dve.
योगजैन हस्तलिखित पुस्तकस्य प्रतपत्रे सप्तदश चित्रे त्रिकोणासनं प्रकाशितम्.
Coming into the Panditasana, pull the extended heel close to the body as you keep the left leg on top of the right leg on top of the left thigh. Here you're going to continue to keep your right leg, your left leg outside of the left hip, while the right foot comes onto the right thigh, and your hands are going to be on the respective knees in the Bindu Mudra, touching the index and thumbs joined together. Doing the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha. Visualize and imbibe the mind of a true scholar, clear, discerning, and unhurried in Panditasana. So both your hands will be in the Bindu Mudra.
Panditasana.
Next, coming into Janu Shirshasana on the other side, you can descend, extend your right leg forward while the left leg comes to touch the inner part of the right thigh, And extend your spine tall, leaning forward and down to reach for your feet. Getting a deep stretch here. If you need to, bend your knees, but ensure your forehead touches your knee. Doing the Jiva Jalakumbhaka Mula Bandha Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Gaze to your nose, visualizing yourself focused and serene, drawing inward in head to knee pose in Janu Shirshasana.
जानुशीर्षासनं नाम एकपादं प्रसार्य च अपरं जानुनीन्यस्य शिरसा जानुस्पृशेत्यदा.
And now repeating the Yantra Karasana on the other side as you pull your left leg in towards your perineum, extending your right leg to the side, holding on to the right foot with the left hand and raising it up high and tall. Continue to do the Shambhavi Mudra Jiva Chalakumbhaka, trying to twist your torso in the opposite direction as much as you can. This hand will be coming inside of the thigh to place onto the ground, right? And then try to straighten out your knee as much as you can. Do the visualization of yourself embodying the yantra's precise geometry, aligning with its cosmic harmony in Yantra Karasana Parshvantare.
यन्त्राकारासनं नाम हस्तपादाभ्यां भूमिं स्पृशन्.
And relax now as we enter into Ardha Bhujasana, bringing your one hand, your left leg, your right leg into your left crook of the arm, and the right hand coming towards the ear, while the left hand grounds beside your hip. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra Jiva Chalakumbhaka, visualize yourself holding power close to the body. Keep the other hand grounded onto the floor beside your hip. And the hand that's holding your leg should come up towards your neck and touch your neck. In Ardha Bhujasana.
Ardha Bhujasana.
Slowly relax now as we come into the Vama Padamastakasana. This time you're going to be bringing your left leg up to rest behind your neck while your right leg comes in towards your perineum. Pulling your feet out, getting a deep stretch in the inner thigh area and trying to bring it up as high as you can to place it behind your neck and holding it there. As you bring your hands into the Namaskara Mudra, Jiva Chalakumbhaka, Mula Bandha Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, visualizing discipline placed above impulse in Vamapada Mastakasana.
Vamapada Mastakasana.
And slowly relax. Now coming to Udasinatasana on the other side, come to a comfortable cross-leg position. As you bring your right hand to rest your head onto the right palm, resting the face on the right palm, bringing it onto your knee while the left hand extends comfortably onto the left knee. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Jiva Chalakumbhaka, Mula Bandha, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize your true self not as the body but as a conscious luminous point of energy near the heart in Udasinatasana on the other side.
Padamakuncha samyak sthitva sukhasane swe.
The next is Hastasana Dve. Now you're going to be bringing both your feet to rest. You're going to be now bringing both your feet to rest behind your neck. So you can do this slowly. You're going to slowly bring your both feet to try to rest them behind your neck, crossing your ankles. So as you can see here, how Ma Bhaktika is doing it beautifully. Both the ankles are crossed, placing your palms on the ground. You're going to try to lift your body up using the strength of your hands. You're going to try and lift your body slowly and off the ground and hold that. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Jiva Chalakumbhaka Mula Bandha, and visualize yourself, your hands as instruments of control and precision, capable of stabilizing even in the most demanding situations, gazing towards your third eye in the Hastasana. So you can try to do this now as much as you can, bringing your feet up. Yes, ma, actually you're doing it really well. Try to bring your foot little higher, ma, then they will lock by themselves and you'll be able to hold it there. Yes, you can see how she's doing it like this. You can lock both your toes together and that will help you balance. Perfect.
Hastasana.
And slowly relax once you're done. We're going to be having a couple more asanas in this position as we come into the Sagara Gandhasana. You're going to be continuing to keep both your legs behind your head, ankles crossed. As you bring your hands into a fist and keeping one on top of the other and holding here in the Sagara Gandhasana. Visualize yourself drawing inward as if layers of identity are being folded and set aside in Sagara Gandhasana. Gaze towards your nose.
Sagara Gandhasana.
Continue to stay there, bringing your hands in front of your heart center into the Namaskara Mudra and the Sthiraguda Padasana. Visualizing absolute steadiness in an extreme position. Continuing to do the Jivachala Kumbhaka and the Mula Bandha.
Sthiraguda Pada Shirshasanam.
And you can slowly relax your legs now. The next asana is Himalayasana. So here now, yes, take a few seconds to relax your spine if you want. For a few seconds, stretch your legs and relax your spine for a few seconds if you want. So the next asana now we're going to be entering into is the Himalayasana. In this asana, you can bend your knees. You're going to bring your hands from inside the knees. Yes, you're going to bring both your hands from inside your knees underneath your knee to come upwards and clasp above your head. So this is how you'll be doing the Himalayasana. Your feet are going to rest downward. Your feet will rest downward. Only your hands will come from underneath the knees to reach towards the head, on top of the head. So you can bring both your hands up and touch it on top of your head. Here, this is the Himalayasana, doing the Shirasi Mudra, where both your hands are clasped. So try to clasp your hands if you can nearby the head region. Yes, touching your hands together as you do the Jivachala Kumbhaka, visualizing yourself as a mountain mass lifting effortlessly from the earth in Himalayasana.
Himalayasana.
The next asana is Tanu Kubjasana. Now, you're going to bend your knees, clasping your opposite elbows with your hands, pulling your feet close in towards your body, keeping your spine straight, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Jivachala Kumbhaka. Gaze forward, visualizing your body slender and contained, drawing strength inwards in Tanu Kubjasana.
Tanu Kubjasana.
The next asana is Viravankasana. So here, you're going to be bringing your hands to rest behind your shins and straightening your body upward. Your hands are going to be behind your knees. Sorry. Now, initial level, your legs might be lightly bent. That's okay. Try your best to start to come to it in a straight position as you hold your body here in the Shambhavi Mudra, Jivachala Kumbhaka, clenching your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Visualize embodying the hero composed under pressure, legs rise and gathered inner strength and not force in Viravankasana.
Viravankasana.
And from here, entering into Parvati Asana, come to a comfortable cross-leg position with both your feet touching each other in front of you and keeping your knees out wide, similar to the Bhadrasana. Bringing your hands into the Samputta Mudra, one palm resting over the other in front of your navel. Keep your spine straight. As you visualize Goddess Parvati's gentle strength and unwavering devotion, you're going to clench your perineum, suck in your stomach, bringing your chin to the chest in the Mahamudra Bandha. Keep your toes together. Ensure your heels are separate. You can lightly separate your heels and keep your toes together in this asana. Gaze towards your nose in in Parvati Asana Dve.
द्वौ पादौ मेलयित्वा तु गुडाग्रे च पृथग्न्यश्चेत् भूमौ तदूर्ध्वं च करौ सम्पुटौ स्थापयेत् ततः.
Now coming into Apana Gamanasana, keep one foot on top of the opposite thigh. Bring your left foot on top of your right thigh, while the right foot rests into the navel, into the perineum. Placing one palm over the other in the Samputa Mudra in front of your navel center, keeping your spine straight, doing the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka. Here you're going to be only clenching your perineum in the Mula Bandha, visualizing energy moving downward in a smooth, uninterrupted flow.
Apanagamana.
The next asana is Sthira Sukhasana. Come to a comfortable cross-legged position. You can bring both your feet into a cross-legged position, and you're going to be placing your index finger and thumbs joined together in the Yoni Mudra on top of your respective knees. As you do the Shanta Kumbhaka, inhale, visualizing the prana vayu being inside and outside of your body. Visualize yourself settled in unwavering stability, deeply supported by Swami.
पार्श्याग्रपादभ्यां द्वयो अञ्चिन्तयोर् अन्योन्यपीडनं येन अवस्थितस्य.
And slowly relax. The next asana is Simhasana Trini Purvanga. So now you're going to come to a squatted position. You can lift your hips off the ground and come to a squatting position and bring your hands underneath your knees to rest beside the ankles, keeping your ankles wide apart. And do the Vaishnavi Mudra, holding outer vision steady and without blinking while awareness remains inwardly absorbed. Do the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka. Gaze towards your nose, visualizing yourself as a majestic, bold lion. In Simhasana Trini Purvanga.
चक्रबन्धे पादतले सममेव संयोजयेत्.
And remain in a squatting position. Now, here you're going to raise up onto your toes and you're going to bring both your feet together in the center of your body. And balancing on your toes, hands can remain grounded in the same position. Doing the Vaishnavi Mudra, Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha. Gaze to your nose, visualizing yourself as a majestic, bold lion with commanding presence and fierce courage in Simhasana Trini.
चक्रबन्धे पादतले समं संयोजयेत्.
The next asana is Gridrasana Purvanga. Now you're going to be continuing to be in the squatting position, bringing your hands from outside your knees to clasp your hands behind your back, doing the Vaishnavi Mudra, Jiva Chala Kumbhaka. Here, balance on your toes. So your heels are not going to be flat on the ground. You're going to be balancing onto your toes and keeping your knees wide apart. Yeah. And then bring your hands from underneath. If you cannot hold it from under your knees, you can actually also try to hold it from above your knees as well. Keeping your chest lifted, doing the Vaishnavi Mudra, Jiva Chala Kumbhaka Mula Bandha. Visualize a wise vulture soaring high above, embodying keen perception and spiritual insight. As you gaze forward in Gridrasana Purvanga.
उरुपृष्ठमार्गे हस्तद्वयं नीत्वा कत्याग्रे दृढतया बद्ध्वा संयोज्य.
The next asana is Buddhayasana. Buddhayasana is where you're going to be continuing to keep in this position. You can rest your heels back onto the ground now and bring your hands from underneath your knees to clasp behind your back as much as you can, doing the Parashamudra, interlacing the fingers behind your back. Do the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka. You're going to actually try to keep your chest raised as much as you can. Doing the visualization of your body gathering into the elemental core of existence. Gaze towards your nose and do the Mula Bandha in Bhutayasana.
Bhutayasana.
The next asana is Gridrasana. In Gridrasana now, you're going to raise up onto your toes again and keeping your knees wide apart as you bring your hands from underneath your knees, coming to a squatting position and clasping your hands behind your back. So you can lean forward and down and spread your knees slightly wide apart to bring your hands behind. As you balance on your toes doing the Vaishnavi Mudra, Jiva, Chalaka Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, visualize yourself as a powerful vulture, then a steady core, and gaze forward with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in Gridrasana.
चक्रबन्धे कटिम् उक्षिप्य जानु पृष्ठे निवेशयेत्.
The next asana is Simhasana Trini Uttaranga. So now you can balance on your toes, keeping your feet close together near the perineum, and bring your hands from in between your legs and place them flat onto the ground beside your feet as you do this in the squatting position. Do the Vaishnavi Mudra. Try to keep your hips low and chest raised as much as possible. Visualizing yourself as a growing, determined lion, discovering the power of your voice in Simhasana Trini Uttaranga.
पादद्वयेन हस्तपृष्ठं दृढं निपीडयेत्.
The next is Muktayasana. Now you can settle down onto the ground. Here you're going to be keeping your knees joined together as much as possible, and you're going to be spreading your legs as wide apart as you can, twisting your feet outward. The ultimate goal in this asana is to be able to bring the foot directly to a 90-degree angle in the opposite way of the hip. But of course, initially you can just bring it as wide as comfortable. If you're not able to sit between your heels, it's fine. Just sit on top of your heels with your feet pointed outwards, hands resting on top of your lap, doing the Vaishnavi Mudra, Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha. Visualize the body settling into spacious grounded freedom. Knees and shins support fully in Muktayasana.
Muktayasana.
And now into Trikonasana Trini, remaining seated here, you're just going to be spreading your knees wide apart as much as you can. And bring your hands in front of your heart center into the Namaskara Mudra. Going to try and balance here, doing the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself supported by these 3 clear points, forming a subtle triangle that cannot collapse. In Trikonasana Trini.
Trikonasana.
The next asana is Saraswati Asana. Now you're going to be extending both your legs forward as you settle down and raising your hands up tall and leaning forward and down to reach for your toes. Keep your spine straight. Actually, ma'am, able to see that you're rounding your back. See, when you lean forward, you're not going to round your back. See, if she rounds her back and tries to lean forward, she will not be able to reach her legs. Same way as you're not comfortable, ma'am. So keep your spine straight here and lean forward from the hip and reach for your feet. You'll see how more and more you're able to get deeper into the asana. Do the gaze towards your nose as you visualize Goddess Saraswati's unique gift, flowing wisdom and pure eloquence in Saraswati Asana.
Saraswati Asana.
The next asana is Asthipavasana. Here, you're going to now be bringing both your feet together in front of you as you bring your hands straight on top of your knees and leaning forward and down over your feet. So you can place both your feet together in front of you and straighten your arms out to the side, bringing your head down towards the ground. Here, do the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, visualizing deep surrender, emptying excess weight into the ground as you gaze towards your nose.
Asti Pava Asana.
Remain here now as you move into Kurmasana, Karumasanam Chatwari. You're going to be bringing your hands from underneath your knees now and spreading them flat onto the ground. And also additionally, you're going to be trying to extend your legs out straight as well. So you're going to be extending your legs out into a wide straight position and bringing your head down with your hands straight parallel to the ground. Here, do the Vaishnavi Mudra, Jiva, Chala Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, trying to lower yourself completely down. As you gaze to your nose, visualize yourself as a serene sea turtle gliding effortlessly through the vast ocean, in Karumasanam Chatvari.
Karumasanam api shreshtam dardurasanam uchyate gajasanam samuddishtam tatordhasanam uchyate.
And next is Jalakasana Purvanga, where in this same position, you're just slightly shifting the position of your hands to face backwards. So instead of them being straight, you're making them backwards. As you do the Vaishnavi Mudra, Jiva Chalakumbhaka, you can keep the palm facing upwards as you extend your hands straight, more straighter, and doing the visualization of yourself as a silent spider weaving a delicate web at dawn, doing the Mula Bandha, Jiva Chalakumbhaka, gaze to your nose.
Nitambada prishte bhujau nivesha prasarya.
And now you can bring your feet together as your hands continue to remain underneath your knees. As you hinge forward from your hips, arms flat onto the ground, but beside the knees, straight beside the knees. So it can be straight out, twisting your elbow around to place the palms flat onto the ground. As you lean forward and down, doing the Vaishnavi Mudra. And visualizing yourself as a wise spider, patiently waiting at the center of your intricate web in Jalakasana.
Chakrabande hastadvayam januprishta kuhe nivesha.
The next asana is Jalakasana Uttaranga, where here you're going to bring your hands from underneath to clasp around your shins, bringing your feet together in front, holding onto your ankles. Do the Vaishnavi Mudras to try to lean forward and down. You can bend the fingers out wide, keeping your feet together. Holding, bringing your hands from underneath to hold onto your ankles and bring your head to the ground. Do visualize yourself as a mystical spider spinning in luminous threads under a moonlit sky, gazing to your nose.
Gulpasandishu hastadvayam adaya grivaya prishta dhridam badnita.
The next is Buddhayasana. Remaining in the same position, holding onto your ankles. Do the Vaishnavi Mudra, Jiva Chalakumbhaka. Mula Bandha, gazing to your nose, visualize awareness spreading evenly through the body as you settle into complete release.
Buddhayasana.
And now next is Karumasanam Pancha. Now from behind your thighs, you're going to bring your hands underneath, twisting them around the thighs to clasp over the back. Beautifully, as you can see how Ma Bhaktika is doing here. As much as you're able to, you can even raise your knees up in the initial levels to bring your hands behind, trying to reach them behind, bringing your forehead to the ground. Doing the Kurma Mudra, drawing the senses inward, becoming still and withdrawn like a tortoise within its shell. Gaze to your nose, visualize yourself as a gentle turtle drawing inward into your protective shell.
Kurmasanam nama padau parshvayo prasarya hastau cha prishte badva kurmavad vrijambet.
And now they're going to move into Simhasana Chatur Uttaranga. So here you can first come up into a squatting position with your legs wide apart. Bringing your hands in front of your thighs, you're going to be bringing your weight onto your hands. You're not lifting your legs off the ground, but you're going to be spreading them wider apart. So you're going to be lifting your thighs off the ground, but your feet can remain on the ground while their legs extend out towards the sides. Doing the Vaishnava Mudra, Jiva Chalakumbhaka Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a fierce, powerful lion in the moment of attack, gazing towards your nose. In Simhasana Chatur Uttaranga.
Hastatale guhyasthane nidhaya katam ukshipet.
And now moving into Utthita Kurmasana, you can bend your elbows here. As you're going to bring your weight onto your hands, keep your hands a little closer to each other. So you can place your hands a little bit closer. Shifting your weight onto your hands, you're going to stretch your legs out completely, balancing here. You can try to straighten your legs as much as you can. And hold yourself there. So here what you're going to be doing is you're going to be bringing your hands underneath your thighs, balancing completely over here as you extend your legs straight out towards the side, bringing your chest parallel towards the ground as much as you can. Continuing to do the Kurma Mudra, Jiva Chalakumbhaka Mula Bandha. Gaze to your nose with a japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualizing yourself as a wise turtle rising steadily out of the water in Utthita Kurmasana.
उत्थित कूर्मासनं नाम पादौ पृष्ठतः प्रसार्य हस्तौ च पुरतः.
The next asana is Shastrikasana Purvanga. Now you're going to lay onto your spine and bring both your feet together in front of you and bring your palms above your head in the Anjali Mudra with the fingers, palms joined together, laying flat here as you do the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Inhale, contracting your throat, making the sound of an ocean as you exhale. Mula Bandha, gazing upward. Visualize yourself as a sharp gleaming dagger, precise, focused and unwavering in Shastrikasana Purvanga. And now coming into Shastrikasana Uttaranga, bringing your hands beside your hips onto the ground. You're going to lift your hips off the ground. So you can raise your back up, placing your palms on the ground and push your hips off the ground as you allow your knees to fall to the side open. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a slender, resilient dagger and do the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in Shastrikasana Uttaranga.
Vishikagre sthapayitva chokshepam samacheret.
And now coming into Utkatasana Trini, you can come onto your toes, spreading your knees wide apart. And placing your hands on your knees, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize the fierce form of Shiva manifesting as Lord Rudra in your inner space. Utkatasana Trini.
Utkatasana.
The next asana is Meenasana. So here you're going to continue to remain in exactly in the same position with your hands on your knees. You're only switching your visualization to that of fluid grace like a fish, adaptable, resilient and intuitive. Doing the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, you can also keep your spine straight, sucking your stomach in and up into the Uddiyana Bandha.
Meenasana.
And remain there as you move into the Gavasiddhasana. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra Ujjayi Kumbhaka, you can release the Uddiyana Bandha, just clenching your perineum, visualizing yourself settled like a perfect guardian of stillness, body rooted, supported on fertile ground, asking nothing in Gavasiddhasana. The next is Ramanathasana. So remain seated on your toes as you bring your palms together, twisting towards your right side and bring your chin down to your chest, looking to the ground in the Jalandhara Bandha. You're going to do the Padma Mudra, your little fingers and thumbs joined while the rest of the fingers spread apart. In this asana, visualize embodying Rama's balance, strength, unwavering Guru devotion and fearless asceticism in Ramanathasana.
Ramanathasana.
The next is Girivaranathasana. In the same position, you're just going to be releasing the Jalandhara Bandha to look upwards. Keep your hands in the Padma Mudra. Ma, you can see you're keeping your hands slightly apart. No, ma, you can join the little fingers and thumbs together. Yes, that's right. And look upwards. Keep your gaze fixed, then you'll not lose your balance. Yes, perfect, ma. Visualize yourself as a mountain lord rooted deeply yet rising effortlessly in Girivaranathasana.
Girivaranathasana.
So now we're going to repeat this on the other side. Before that, if you want to take a moment to relax your toes, you can. Take a few seconds, relax your toes. And let's come back into the asana now. As we repeat the Ramanathasana on the other side, bring your hands in the Padma Mudra, gazing towards the ground in the Jalandhara Bandha, bringing your chin down towards your chest. You're going to gaze to the ground, twisting your body to the left this time. Visualize embodying Rama's balance, strength, unwavering Guru devotion and fearless asceticism in Ramanathasana.
Ramanathasana.
The next is Girivaranathasana on the other side, gazing upwards as you remain here, visualizing yourself as the mountain lord. Rooted deeply yet rising effortlessly, continue to do the Ujjayi Kumbhaka and the Mula Bandha in Girivaranathasana Parshvantare.
Girivaranathasana.
And now the next is Shastrikasana. So you're going to be coming first to a standing position. Bring your palms together into the Anjali Mudra and raise it on top of your head. Now you're going to bend your knees and spread them apart as you keep your toes raised off the ground. So your hips are not completely resting onto your toes, but you are raising your heels off the ground, balancing on your toes and coming as low as you can hold. This requires a lot of core strength. Do the Uddiyana Bandha to support you, sucking your stomach in and up as you visualize yourself as a tall, imposing dagger, standing firm and unshakable in Shastrikasana.
Padangushto samyamya karadvandvam shirshe nidhaya.
Next is Garudasana Pancha. You can come all the way to a standing position. Bring your hands from on top to hold on to your upper back. Both your hands holding on to your upper back. Slightly lean forward as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, the Sahaja Kumbhaka, simple breathing in and Gaze towards your nose, visualizing all of the energy channels in your body from head to toes, flowing smoothly and powerfully in the Padangusthasana.
पादाङ्गुष्ठासनं कराभ्यां गृहीत्वोर्ध्वं प्रसारयेत्.
The next asana is Dvijasana, the twice born pose. Now, from a standing position, you can step your feet wide apart, bringing your hand from left hand from underneath the left thigh to hold on to the right hand from behind, slowly shifting your weight on top of your right leg as you try to extend your left leg straight upwards. Doing the Parashumudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, visualize yourself with the balance of strength, grace, and transformation in Dvijasana as you bring your leg up completely straight, gaze forward.
द्विजासनमप्यत्रं कुक्कुटासनमुत्तमम्.
And relax. The next is Ekapada Shirshasana Dve. So here you're going to be slowly bringing one leg behind your neck and resting it there as you continue to stand in a balanced position, bringing your hands together in front of your heart center in the Anjali Mudra, doing the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself embodying yogic mastery and openness, feeling a deep flexibility rising through your body. In this asana, bring your hands in front of your heart center.
एकपादशीर्षासनं नाम एकं पादस्य शिरसि संस्थाप्य.
And from the same position, try to bring your foot over to the opposite shoulder. As you continue to remain doing Apanasana Dve, visualize excess wind and agitation moving downward and out of the system. In Apanasana Dve, hands in the Namaskara Mudra.
Apanasana.
And slowly relax. Now let's repeat these asanas on the other side, starting with the Dvijasana, bringing your hands underneath your right leg this time, and you're going to be extending it. As you can see here, the hands will be clasped together into the Parashamudra and your leg will be extended out. Do this doing the Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself with the balance of strength, grace, and transformation. In Dvijasanam Dve.
द्विजासनमप्यत्र कुक्कुटासनमुत्तमं फलगुप्तासनं चैव गरुडासनमेव च.
And then coming to do the Ekapada Shirshasana on the other side, where you're bringing your foot to rest behind your neck and balancing there, hands in the Anjali Mudra. Do the Sahaja Kumbhaka. You can take the wall for support if you need. Do not lose your balance. Visualize yourself embodying yogic mastery and openness, feeling a deep flexibility in your body in Ekapada Shirshasana Dve.
एकपादशीर्षासनं नाम एकं पादं शिरसि संस्थाप्य.
And bringing your foot towards the opposite shoulder in the same position. Hands in the Namaskara Mudra. Doing the Apanasana Dve. Visualize excess wind and agitation moving downward and out of the system.
Apanasana.
Slowly relax your legs now. From here, we're going to be coming into the Vama Shuddha Padasana. So standing tall, you're going to be keeping your left leg grounded as you extend your right leg forward and straight in front of you. You can also take the support of a wall if you need to balance your leg. Doing the Sahaja Kumbhaka, hands in the Namaskara Mudra in front of your heart center. Visualize your standing foot as being washed clean from inside out in Vama Shuddha Padasana.
Vama Shuddha Padasana.
Next is Gavakshasana. Now from the standing position, you're going to be bringing the right leg towards the inner thigh and bending the left leg slightly as your hands continue to remain in front of your heart center in the Gavakshasana, keeping your spine straight. Visualize yourself seeing through the eye of a cow, viewing the world without aggression or fear in Gavakshasana.
Gavakshasana.
The next asana is Shunyasana Uttaranga, where here you're going to now be bringing your body twisting to your left side as your right leg comes on top of the left thigh, behind your arm, one hand under the thigh, one hand free as you lean forward and down, extending the foot out towards the side as much as you can. Holding here, doing the Sahaja Kumbhaka Mula Bandha. Gaze to your nose with the japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, visualizing yourself filled with serene emptiness in Shunyasana Uttaranga.
करद्वयमुष्टिबद्ध्वा ततः पृष्ठव्यां संस्थाप्य तरिक्षम् उत्थाप्य लक्ष्यं रेतदिति.
And relax. Now repeating the Dakshina Shuddha Padasana now. Repeating it on the other side with the right leg this time, balancing onto your right, keeping the left leg extended forward completely. Use the wall if needed for support. Hands in the Namaskara Mudra, Mula Bandha, as you see yourself, as your standing foot as being washed clean from the inside out.
Dakshina Shuddha Padasana.
Bringing your foot onto the opposite thigh as we repeat the Gavakshasana on the other side, bending the standing leg, bringing the foot in towards the base of the thigh. And you're going to be bending the standing knee, hands in the Namaskara Mudra. Do the Mula Bandha and Sahaja Kumbhaka. Visualize yourself seeing through the eyes of the cow viewing the world without aggression or fear in Gavakshasana Parshvantari.
Gavakshasana.
And now Shunyasana Uttaranga, where here again now repeating this on the right side. Twist your body towards the right, bringing your palms onto the ground, bringing your left leg on top of the right thigh this time. Twist your body, bringing the foot behind your elbow as you lean forward and down, extending the other foot out towards the side. Do the Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gazing to your nose with the japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself filled with a serene emptiness in Shunyasana Uttaranga.
करद्वयं मुष्टिबद्ध्वा ततः पृथिव्यां संस्थाप्य तरिक्षम्.
Slowly relax. The next asana is Bhagasana. Now you're going to be keeping your feet flat onto the ground with your knees wide apart and your elbows pushing your knees together away, doing the Namaskara Mudra. Yes, Ma Jnanalakshmi Ma, you can bring your elbows near your knees. Yes, pushing your knees apart. Use your elbows to push your knees apart. Perfect. Doing the gaze towards your nose, visualize yourself radiating openness, gratitude, and abundance in Bhagasana.
शनैरुत्थाय हस्ताभ्यां धृत्वा भूमिं ततः पुनः.
And now into Utpidasana, pushing your hips slightly up as you bring your thighs parallel towards the ground, bending yourself down, hands on top of the knees, comfortably resting there, and doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samavritti Kumbhaka, inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining rhythmic breath without strain, with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself grounded firmly as a temple pillar existing for thousands of years in Utpidasana.
पार्श्वनि उन्नत कृत्वा स्पिगौ जानुतुल्य अवन्मय.
The next is Pani Mukta Drumasana. So this is going to be an inverted position. As we do this asana, we request all of you to please practice it carefully so not to injure yourself. So here what you're going to be doing is, and also if you are a female body on your monthly cycle, please do not do this asana as it's inverted asana, and do it extremely carefully, especially if you're doing it for the first time. So now in Pani Mukta Drumasana, you're going to be bringing your head onto the ground and you're going to keep your hands extended to the sides with the fingers away from your body as you raise your legs up into a headstand position, being completely straight up. Do visualize yourself as a tall tree standing on smooth rock in Pani Mukta Drumasana.
Pani Mukta Drumasana.
Remain in the same position as we move into Matsyendrasana Trini, where you're going to be doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samavritti Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, visualizing yourself as Matsyendra, hidden beneath existence's vast shimmering ocean depths in Matsyendrasana. Trini. And then you can slowly relax now as we come into Ardhasana. You're going to be coming to a comfortable cross-legged position seated on the ground. As you bring your left foot on top of the right thigh. You're going to keep your hands resting comfortably on your knees, doing the Vaishnavi Mudra, the Apakarshaka Kumbhaka, partially closing the nose, doing inhalation and exhalation, gazing towards your third eye, visualizing Swamiji blessing you in Ardhasana. And next is Dakshina Chaturamsha Padasana. So from here, you're going to now be crossing one knee over the other and keeping your both feet onto the beside the hips. Important to remember here to keep your knees completely aligned as you place your hands on top of your lap near towards your navel center. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, the Apakarshaka Kumbhaka. Contract the muscles of the pelvic floor in the Mula Bandha, visualizing your lower body organizing itself with precision as you gaze towards your nose.
Dakshina Chaturamsha Padasana.
Next is Charpati Asana. In the same position, you're just going to be now bringing your fingers to face backwards and place it onto your hips. So you can place your hands onto your hips, keeping your spine straight, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, the Apakarshaka Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha. Visualize grounded patience, rhythmic precision, unhurried power in Charpati Asana.
Chaturtiya Vinyasa.
And next, coming into Govindasana. Now you can place your palms onto your knees with the palms facing upwards. That's all is the difference. Continue to do the Shambhavi Mudra, Apakarshaka Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize seated as a calm guardian, steady, unhurried and holding space in Govindasana.
Govindasana.
And the next is Lauli Asana. So here, bring your hands onto your respective toes and hold onto your feet from the sides as you do the Shakti Chalana Mudra, awakening the base energy with steady intent, drawing prana upward through the spine. Continue doing the Apakarshaka Kumbhaka, sucking your stomach in and up into the Uddiyana Bandha. As you gaze towards your nose, keep your spine straight. Visualize your Kundalini awakening from the base of your spine in Lauli Asana.
Sarvangachalana Devi Kundali Shakti Chalanam Chalana Kundali Devya Chetana Sa Bhavet Prabho.
And now the Janu Preranaha Asana. In this asana, you're going to now gently lean towards the side of the right raised knee. So your right knee, you're going to slowly lean down towards the side, trying to bring your head as low as you can. Continue to hold on to your toes in the Prana Mudra with the index and middle fingers joined together. Continue doing the Apakarshaka Kumbhaka, gazing to your nose as you visualize your Kundalini as a sacred flame being ignited by a spinning stick in Janu Preranaha Asana.
Janupiranam Kritva Madhyam Savya Dakshinam Prerayet.
And next is Pada Samyukta Parivritti Asana. So again, every time, even if you find it a little uncomfortable, try to realign your knees together, one over the other. Here you're going to be crossing your arms in front of you to hold on to your opposite toes also, but still in the Prana Mudra with the index and middle fingers joined together. Do the Apakarshaka Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, visualizing your Kundalini awakening along your spine as you slowly lean forward and down over your raised knees, slightly as much as you can, leaning forward and down to the right side. Visualize your Kundalini awakening, flowing upwards as you sit with your legs crossed in Pada Samyukta Parivritti Asana.
Kunchayatva Hastatale Nimeshya Grivamadikam Parivartayet.
And the next asana is Ganesh Asana. So coming up to a seated position now, you're going to bring your hands from behind your back to clasp onto the toes. So even if you cannot fully clasp onto it, just crossing your arms behind your back, trying to hold on to first to one leg and then bringing your hand to the other leg from behind, doing the Prana Mudra. As you can see here, how Ma Bhaktika is doing it, clasping your hands to hold on to the opposite toes and do the Mula Bandha, visualizing a fierce, focused energy igniting within you like Shiva's arrow piercing through inertia.
Gomake Samstita Kritva Pashnivyasyasya Yugmake.
The next is Gomukhasana Trini. Now, you're going to continue to keep your legs in the same position, bringing your hands from on top to hold on to the opposite shoulders. So bring your hands from behind your back, hold on to the opposite shoulders, continue to keep your knees crossed, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Apakarsha Kukumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gazing to your nose, visualize yourself embodying the gentle awareness of a cow's face in Gomukhasana Trini.
भैरवं कामदहनं पाणिपात्रं च कार्मुकं स्वस्तिकं गोमुखं वीरं माण्डुकं मर्कटासनम्.
And now we're moving into the Gomukhasana Chatwari, where you're going to be bringing one hand from below. You can bring your left hand from below, while the right hand comes from on top. So you can see the backside view also of this asana to understand how it's done, where your right hand comes from on top, left hand comes from below, and the fingers clasp behind your back here. Do this as comfortably as possible. If you're not able to reach your hands, as much as you can bring your hands together. You can even hold a cloth between your hands to get a deeper stretch. And then doing the visualization of yourself as a gentle, intelligent cow embodying calm patience. Gaze towards your third eye in Gomukhasana Chaturtha.
Siddham Padmam Tata Simham Bhadram Vajram Cha Muktakam.
And from here, coming into Shuddha Advasana, come to a complete laying down position with your hands beside your head, palms facing upward. So you're bending your elbows to keep your palms beside your head and your palms are facing upwards. So you're resting your elbows on the ground, palms facing upwards. Keeping your legs extended straight. As you lay onto your back, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Kevala Kumbhaka, allowing breath to pause naturally, observe without forcing. Gaze towards your third eye, visualizing yourself lying on a clear, unobstructed path with nothing to avoid, resist, or correct in Shuddha Advasana.
Shuddha Advasana.
And now turn onto your stomach as you move into Shivasana. You're going to be switching onto your stomach now from the same lying down position. And you're going to bring your hands behind your head to clasp your fingers together and engage your core, lifting just your upper body alone off the ground. So your legs continue to remain extended behind as you lift your chest and upper body as much as you can off the ground, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka, holding the outward breath, Mula Bandha, visualizing yourself as the very cobra wrapped around Paramashiva's neck in Shivasana.
Udaram Bhutalenyasya Pushtam Vaktritam Anchitam.
And relax, coming into our final asana, which is Shavasana. Chatwari. Lay flat onto the ground, keeping your palms facing upwards, legs relaxed. Here you're going to do the Shambhavi Mudra. From here you can close your eyes and allow your whole awareness to rest within. Continue to do the Kevala Kumbhaka and the Mula Bandha with the Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, visualizing your body as a sacred offering to death, surrendering reverentially in Shavasana Chatwari.
Shavarupam Swadeham Tu Shavibhavya Sushambramam.
Slowly start to move your feet and hands, feeling the life enter your body. As you bring your knees to the chest, rocking yourself up to a seated position. So congratulations to each and every one of you. You have all successfully completed today's Nithyananda Yoga sequence. We went through 100 asanas, up till asana 100 and up till asana 800. Thank you all for joining. Hope you all enjoyed. Now we're going to be ending the session with the Purna Mantra. We invite all of you to join for the Chandi Parayanam, which will be starting very shortly. And as today is the auspicious Friday, where we'll be worshipping the form of the Divine Mother, and also the live satsang happening every day at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Join for that as well to get the live blessings from Swamiji. Let's now offer gratitude at Swamiji's feet by ending with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ तत्सत्। सर्वं भगवत् श्री नित्यानन्द परमशिव पादुकार्पणमस्तु। ॐ नित्यानन्दम्। Thank you all, Nithyanandam. You can take a moment to bow down to the Atmamurti of Swamiji, offering gratitude. Nithyanandam.